Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com. This is part 2 of 2 in the Heart and Home suite video. In part 1 I covered all the items in the suite, so for today in part 2 I'll showcase the second bundle in the suite called the Honeybee Home bundle. This is the stamp set and these are the dies. I love the font on this. It's got 2 sprigs of flowers and one with a cluster and 3 bees. There's some lovely sentiments on here, such happy news, so glad we're family, miss you, best of luck, stay wonderful and you're the nicest. This die will cut out this image, this die cuts out this one, these 3 dies will cut out the bees, this one cuts out these leaves here, this one cuts out that flower there. I haven't used the others yet. In part 1 I showed you the Memories and More cards and envelopes pack. There were 20 in a pack and these are pre-printed cards. This one is a larger size than the normal card that we do and this one is a smaller one. I also showed you the 3x4 inch Memories and More card pack. These are pre-printed cards with pretty designs and places that you can actually use on your scrapbook layouts, or you can also use them for making cards. This is a 6x4 selection and you can also make cards with that. So included in the pack were also 4 sticker sheets and there are 2 designs, 2 each of each design. I used the note card to make up an ordinary card like that and just did a bit of stamping in there, and on this one I used another of the cards, so I just added some butterflies. I die cut the flowers and just put some designer series paper in there. We're going to be using the Memories and More card pack to make our own designs. To make this card we're going to need the scallop contour dies and we're going to be using the second largest one. You need about 3 3/4 by 5 to die cut a frame, so I'll do that off camera. We want a bit of scrap to die cut that. The inks we need are Basic Grey, Misty Moonlight to colour the flower in, Mint Macaron, So Saffron, Calypso Coral and Pale Papaya. Let's stamp the sentiment first, and I'll die cut that before I actually stamp the row of flowers here. I'll stamp the bee right at the top to give it room, and then I'll stamp the flower. I've got a piece of scrap just large enough for that, and I'll need one for this one, won't I, for the smaller card, so I might as well stamp that as well. You need linen thread for the smaller card. You need a bit of script vellum that measures 3 7/8 by 2 5/8 in metric. That's 10 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters. For the smaller card you need this at 2 5/8 by 3 7/8, so that's 6.5 centimeters by 10 centimeters in Pale Papaya, and this one is 1 1/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches, so that's 3 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. The stripes and splatters embossing folders, and this time we're going to be using the stripe one. So I'm going to colour these, speed up the process before I die cut it. On this one it's just the Pale Papaya and Mint Macaron on the stems. The petals are very thin, so I only need to draw a line, so I'm going to draw it toward the centre so it doesn't go beyond the flower. Do you know what? I think I might do it off camera because It's really quite difficult to do it standing up. Hurts my back actually, stooping over this. I'll just do one to show you what I mean. So I'm just putting the tip of the bullet end of the stamping blend and then going toward the centre, sort of flicking toward the centre. No point doing shadows on this because this stem is so thin, so I'm going to use the darker of the combo pens to do my stems. I'm using the smallest of the contour dies to cut that. It's about right. I'll go and die cut these first and I'll be back. Now I can stamp flowers at the bottom and some at the top. Colour in the flowers. Now we're ready to assemble the card, so let's put that on first. Oops. Now when you look at this vellum, one bit has got shiny lettering on it, and that's the bit that's at the top because I think it's been embossed. Make sure the writing is the right way up, although it doesn't really matter because it's going in all directions anyway. So you want the flower there, you want room for this, so that's about right. So hold on to it tight and flip it over like so, then you can put glue dots on the back. Then put dimensionals on the back of your flower. Make sure it's not showing through on the other side. Then you're ready to put that on. This glue's flat. Then pop your bee at the top. And as a finishing touch, just a single classic matte dot at the top. I didn't decorate the inside. Now let's do this one. So first we emboss this bit with the striped embossing folder. Marry it up with the straight line there and close your embossing folder. And then remember, you only need platform 1 and platform 4. So I'll do that off camera. Now I can glue this piece onto the embossed pale papaya piece, leaving a little border on all 3 sides. And that in turn will be glued to this pre-printed card. Bring in my linen thread, make a loop, and tie a bow. Snip off the excess, you can adjust that later. Trim off some adhesive foam pad to go up the stem. And you only want thin bits. So I've taken all the backing tape off. What did my other one look like? Round about there. Then I can trim my ribbon. stamp Miss You on some scrap, and being a small card, this is far too big, so I shall have to fussy cut this. I'm going to pop that strip of on the back. It's a bit left over, so I think I'll pop it on here. Then just stick it there. Before I go, here's another sample I made with the Memories and More cards and envelopes. I used the back of the card, I used the lace doilies, I used the postage punch and put some brass butterflies and the classic matte dots. And this one I used the stickers from here to create a little thank you card. So there's all sorts of possibilities. It takes the pain out of making cards. They're nice, quick and easy. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial and part 2 of the Heart and Home suite. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll be back with more inspiration next time. You'll find all the links to the supplies below this video in the Show More section. You can also find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. If you'd like to read more, then there's a link below the video to my blog post. Thanks for watching. Bye.